What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So I'm Hoops and we're building a camper trailer. So if you haven't already seen some of the previous episodes, I think there's 7, 8 before this one. We're at a pretty good stage now where it's getting to the exciting bits and pieces of installing all the little inside stuff and all the cool stuff. So yeah, if you, like I said, if you want to go back through the channel, through the playlist, you'll find all the other builds of all the fabrication work and stuff like that. And now that's basically what I'll be doing today, is a bit of fabrication. I'm going to build a pantry, and we're going to finish the suspension, so the tow hitch and the brake cable, all that sort of stuff. Previous episode before this one was when I installed the upgraded suspension, and we went to Trailer All Parts in Mandurah. So this is another big shout out to Trailer All Parts Mandurah, Rob, if you're watching. He's a bloody legend. And yeah, so I went back and seen him and grabbed all the last components that I didn't get, so it was another couple $100. I got the trailer hitch, the wire cable, and just the manual brake lever for the front of it. And so we're going to install that, and yeah, and start working on the kitchen. We're going to put in the rear drawer systems and just bolt it down, and yeah, just see how far we can come in this episode. But yeah, if you like this episode, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, it'd be great if you did. Hit that subscribe button, put all the notifications on so you don't miss a video, especially in this series. And that's it. If you want to leave us a comment, feel free to leave us a comment. If you've got any cool ideas that you would like to see me put on this video or on the build itself, just yeah, jot it down in the comment section and I'll get back to you. So yeah, alright, we'll get on with it. Rightio guys, so we've got the old hitch off, and you see it's 3 bolts, and with the new plate, all I've done is basically sat it on here. I've centered it off so I know it's going to be straight, and I just marked it with the white paint pen, so I know that I just have to basically adjust it up to that level, get it to sit flush at this end. And all I'm going to do now is just basically grind out this weld and see if I can get this whole plate off. I don't think it's welded underneath, and I don't think it's welded at the front. I'm hoping not anyway, but if it is, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But yeah, I'll just get onto it and grind it now. Alright, there we go. So that's him. And we might even be right to maybe line up those holes, but I think they didn't quite fit what I was hoping for, so I'll have to re-drill them out, but it'll be right. You can see the holes aren't quite the same. A little bit off, but yeah, it'll be right. Yeah, we'll clean all that up and then we'll get to welding that on there. Rightio, so I've just tacked it for now, but I am going to go and seam weld all the way across and along each side, and then yeah, there you can see those holes. So I'm going to have to re-drill them, but I'm not worried. But I've also leveled it off and centered it as well, and stuck the hitch on just to make sure. But yeah, so it looks pretty good, so I'm just going to weld it now as well, so I'll get in with doing that. Alright, there we go. It's pretty good. I ground it back obviously to get just a couple little slags off it. The weld's not bad, I think so. I've got to do the other side and finish it off, but we got that problem, overheat. So I'll finish zipping it off on either side and then down the front, and then we'll be able to bolt the rest of it on. Alright, whilst it's cooling down, I might just attempt to drill these holes out. We'll see how we go. Alright, there we go. So I managed to drill out those 2 front holes, and this other piece you'll see here, that's the trailer brake, so that folds over like that. Whilst you're driving, you have that in that position, and yeah, and then when you're in reverse, you stick it in that position, and then you can pull your brake up. Once the cable's on, yeah, I reckon you should be able to get it to about there, your third or so notch, and that's pretty good if that tension's tight and pulling your brakes on at that sort of thing. So yeah, all I got to do is obviously bolt them, and then yeah, I've just got to finish off the welding on the other side, and that's just sitting in there. But yeah, rightio,
So it's fully welded both sides now and around the back. So all I'm going to do now is just give it a good coat with the paint, just to stop it from rusting, because I won't be able to finish this off tonight because it's getting dark. So yeah, I'll just give it a quick coat over the top and try to get all as much of it underneath as I can in the bolt holes, things like that, and then yeah, we'll get on to showing you the next stage soon. We'll do the cabling and then mounting it all together and then hooking it up to the brakes and adjusting it and getting it tight. So yeah, we'll just finish this off and then yeah, we'll come back. Alright, I did what I said I wasn't going to do. Yeah, I bolted it up and painted it. So I painted it and then yeah, just whack the trailer head on here. So obviously when you brake, this will push in like a piston, push in, and it will push up against this piece here. Will actually push up against this, which will in turn push that backwards, which pulls the cables and engages your brake. So that's how it works. And if you want to reverse on the sand, boggy sand or whatever, you just flip that over and then that stops it from engaging your brakes. You don't want to drive with it on like that. Leave it like that. But yep, that's that. So yeah, tomorrow we'll get into doing the cable. So yeah, that'll do for now. Cool. Alrighty guys, so it's the next day. So what I'm doing is getting this cable sorted out. So I've run into a couple issues and I'll show you in a second. So what we've got is the looped over like this. It's probably better off showing you the other side, but so it loops over, has a shackle, bit of length, another shackle to hold it tight. I might end up having to change that so it goes over the top the other way around. But the issue that I've got is it's so low to the ground coming from there to my trailer brakes. I want to prop it up off of the off here somehow. So it basically comes up from through here nice and straight and then sort of pulls up. I'm not sure if that can be done or not. So what I've done is just cut, you'll see there a couple chain links. So I might weld chain link probably underneath here so it keeps it sort of similar height. Maybe a chain link there, and then that way it runs through the chain back to the brake and pulls it forward that way. Because as it is now, the way it hangs down, it's just so low, it's just going to get caught up on everything. If I can keep it up nice and high as much as I can, I think I'm going to alleviate that problem. I'm just not sure if that's the way you're supposed to do it, but if it's not, we can always undo the cable and put it back through. And the other thing I've got to do is obviously cut my cable to length. So I'm not going to do that yet, but yeah, I'll get into just welding. I'll probably do them, like I said, underneath here. Just attaching them underneath here somewhere so they can run through. I don't know yet. I'll set it up and see what it looks like, and then yeah, we'll go from there. But yeah, that's the issue, and it shall be solved very bloody soon. Alright, so here we go. So I've just ground that back, got a magnet holding it there. What I've done is just try and make it so there is the knuckle there. I've tried to make it so it's pretty much straight in line this way, and then it will curl back to the roller up there. So that'll keep it running on along, and then it keeps it straight. And then I'll do it so it's shackled up from the top as well, so it's pulling it up and back. I think that will be the better option, but we'll work on that later. But yeah, I've got both of them set up, and the other measurement I did, you might see the scribe line. So I measured from the edge of here back and made them exactly the same. Both shackles, probably not so important, but it's bang on. And I also orientated that lug on the chain link to be level square with that arm as well, so it's pointing straight at it, so that should keep it nice and straight. So yeah, all I'll do is tack it on, give it a good weld, and then we'll get to threading the chain on and the cable on and see if that works. Rightio, so there we go. So we've got that lug and that lug done, and yeah, like I said, that runs the length of the trailer, keeps it up way higher, and it just drops down now straight to the linkage for the brake. So you got that lever there. So I've now just got to cut that chain. I've got to paint those little shackles And yeah, and just tighten up the wires and just check to see if it's all good. You want to have a bit of play. You want to probably about sort of that much, about a wrist width bit of play in it. So that way when she tightens up, it's got some on it. But yeah, we'll settle the tensions after. But yeah, I think that's good. It's runs a line and direct to that brake cable. So as soon as that is pulled, that should in turn pull my brakes. So I think that's going to work good. So yeah, we'll see. We'll give it a go and have a look. Rightio, so we're tightening them up. We've painted these lugs. Do a little bit more paint, but yeah, and tensioned it up. It's got, you see, it's got a bit of slack in it. You can also tighten your tension up here with this one. So you loosen that nut off, tighten it up with that one, tighten it down. So the big test is, so yeah, as you can see, the trailer is moving, no problems. And then once I flip that over, he reckons it should only go up 3. Oh, that actually literally went up 3. And he said there should be a finger gap in between here, which there is. So that way, when this shunts back, that's your gap, and this shouldn't move. Oh yeah, that is not going anywhere. That is locked tight. So yeah, boy. So having that here now brings this up so much higher, so it's not going to hit anything, and then it drapes down, as you can see, down to the brakes and holds and engages those brakes just perfectly. So that's good. The only thing I now need to do is there's a couple little brackets on the brake pads that I've got to unbolt, put the little plate on and put that on, and that's the entire suspension all by myself. So absolutely wrapped with that. Looks good. Rightio guys, so once we've done the trailer brakes now, what I want to do is set up these rear drawers of mine. So what I've done is sat it in there. These side boards fit perfect, and I'll have to trim them down. The reason why I chose to do that, so I've got a bit more area on here for things to go on, and then it's only one side that I need to trim down, and that way I've just pushed it slightly over. This one here is actually the slider, and I don't think I can change that around. Yeah, pretty sure. So this will be the slide out for the fridge. So we'll just have to come around here to the fridge and around, which shouldn't be a problem. I would have preferred it here because it's nice and close, but hey, it doesn't really matter. It gives us a bit more area. I pulled it forward as well, as you can see. So what I'm going to do is I'll carpet this section here. If we want to, I don't know, utilize that for something, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, I'm just trying to work it out because I've got to drill holes. I had to move it. The reason why I had to move it is because those front holes there meet the cross brace for the underneath the trailer, so I would have been drilling straight through it. So this way I know it's straight through the body of the plate, and same as up that end. So that's why I moved it forward. I tried a few different ways. I pushed it all the way up to the slider up there, and I didn't like it. I ended up way too much gap at the front here. And yeah, this way I was a sort of happy medium. It finishes pretty close to where the door jams there, and it also gives me more room at the back there for gas bottles and whatever I want to do in there, batteries, storage, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I think I'll go ahead with this. I'm just going to mark out our holes in here like I did there, but at that one, and then other side, front too, drill them in, and then I can mount that in. I will be taking all of this back off because I want to build the cupboard in here for cooking and things like that, or for my utensils, yeah, like air fryer and things. So yeah, I'll just go ahead and drill these in. We'll get going. But yeah, this will be the next step, is just installing these rear drawers and probably doing some metal work, more fabrication for the shelving unit. Rightio, so I bolted all
4 bolts in there now, so that's not going nowhere. So all I'm going to do is take off those 2 carpets bits, and then I can start working out my frame. I need to know a height, which is basically level with that angle line on the other side, so it should be pretty good just to frame off of that, and then they will slide under and sit down. So yeah, we'll be able to get into some, at least looking at what we can do next. Rightio folks, so we've had a bit of a change to the camper since the last time. So I did actually build this box. I'll show you a little video of me building this box right now. Rightio, so what I've done is I've decided to cut it all up. As you can see, it's not the same box, but I've decided to change it a little bit different. You can see now I've got this cupboard here, which I repurposed from an old filing cabinet from the kids' rooms that they don't use anymore. So I'm thinking of mounting it up the top here, and that will flip open, and that'll have, we can store all our food and other bits and pieces in here. I've cut these boxes and sort of changed the style. So this one's obviously air fryer. That one there will be the travel buddy, giving it a bit extra room for airflow and things like that. Breadboards or whatever, plates, I don't know. And there's another shelf there, which was probably same, breadboards and plates or whatever. Under here we can put cups, things like that. What I'm going to do is build a leg from here that bolts up to this, and same as the back, and probably do a couple rails across just to hold everything in, and this can be where the toaster and the kettle will live. And we'll probably have a little towel, a tea towel holder, because obviously this is where the kitchen sink is. So yeah, it's just changing it up. And what I've done today is I've gone down to a few shops, super cheap and all that. So I've bought a few things. So this is another thing that I've made. It was just an old stereo that I had, which actually is for DVD, so if we want to hook it to a TV we can. I just made this simple box because I want to mount it up and under this cupboard here, just so that way we can have our stereo playing whilst we're doing the dishes and cooking, things like that. So I've made this box. I'm going to actually paint it white so it's the same colour. So I bought from Super Cheap as well. It's just a universal aerial, and this will probably just mount to one of the poles on the outside, and we can just extend it up when we want to get better reception. I bought some cans. These are really cheap appliance white colour, because I want to paint every bit of this kitchen all the same colour as this, and I'm assuming that's fairly close, sort of.
So I want to paint it all white, so it's all one colour and look nice. And then I bought a can of clear as well. I also bought some, I think they're 4-inch, yep, 4-inch speakers. They're just JVCs, and probably mount them somewhere up here and one up the other end, or we'll work out a place for them, but I think that'd be good, so it's pumping out our way. And I also bought some bolts, because I want to bolt these two here are separated, so I want to bolt them together on the front and back, just so that's all one unit, and then that's one unit, and then that'll get bolted to that once I'm done. But I also bought some of this aluminium angle flashing, I suppose you would call it, and yeah, that'll basically just tidy up all of this rubbish. So yeah, like I said, this will all be white, but I can basically run the strips down along here, hide all this ugliness, frame it all out, and also I'll be installing like carpet on each shelf, so that'll have carpet, same as these ones. That one I'm not worried about. I'll put a backing, I'll run a piece behind there so nothing can fall out the back, and this will be held in by the door. And then yeah, same again here. And yeah, basically like I said, just paint all of it white so it looks neat and tidy, and then we'll get to bolting it together. So that's pretty much it. So I don't know, that was about 100 and something bucks all up for all that. So yeah, we're getting there. I've got a few more locks. I found a whole bunch of locks in my shed, so I can replace this one because I haven't got a key for it anymore. It is open, but yeah, I'll replace that lock with a keyed one. And yeah, we might end up putting these on here, I don't know, but we'll work it out. Rightio, so I'm starting to get there. I done this. This is probably the worst one out of all of them. You can see the gap, but I'm just going to get some white silicone and just go boop, boop, boop. Tap them in a bit so they're not so sharp, but other than that, pretty happy. So I've got the carpet on here for the kettle and toaster, and obviously there will still be a bracket made up here. Got the carpets all done for those two shelves and those two shelves. So all I'm doing now is putting that stripping on, and you'll see this stuff here has got a 3M sticky back, so you can peel it off and put it on, but it's not overly sticky. So all I've been doing is just pop riveting it on the corners just to hold it in. It's not the best, but you know, still got to do one there. But yeah, it's just to protect the edges, corner of the edges, make them look a bit cleaner and whatever. It looks alright, I'm happy with it. But yeah, she's almost done, so I'll just finish up some more stripping, and then yeah, we'll see what else we can get up to. Rightio guys, it's the next day, so I've been a little bit busy. So you see there is quite a few changes, well, probably not noticeable changes, but I have made these uprights here. These are actually the legs off the bottom of the filing cabinet, so I bolted them on, just fabricated up some little plates, and yep, we got another one on there on the other side. So basically we can have, I put it already in here, I chucked the kettle in here just before and it fits pretty good. Not sure about how we're going to do with the toaster, whether we put the toaster on this little section down here. Yeah, not sure. And the other thing I did was just for now, but check it out. Boom.
So we got our little speakers just sitting there at the moment, but
I'll turn that off for copyright reasons, but yeah, we've got the stereo, so whilst I'm working on the stereo, I mean on the camper now, I can listen to some tunes. So pretty much I've bolted that up, and I've just held the strap up in here just to hold this in place, because I've actually got to take all of this out again, which sucks, but I forgot rear drawer, that piece there needs to come off so I can fit the rollers for the actual drawer. The stopper is basically a stop end. So yeah, it's a bit of a pain, but yeah, it has to be done. So yeah, it's looking pretty good. I'll give you a bit of a wider version of it. And then the other thing I'm doing at the moment too is that's the slide out for the barbecue. So I'm just painting it black. I'll give it a good scrub, wire brushed it all so it's nice and tidy. And I'm going to sit that in the little spot, and yeah, we'll go again with a little box up here for one of our speakers, and then there'll be another one up in that far corner. We were going to originally put that as a telly, but the gap is so small I don't think I'm going to find a telly big enough, so we don't need a television. We have a fire pit that's called the bush telly. So yep, that's what she's looking like so far. So I don't know where I'm at, don't know what I'm going to do next, but we'll continue on with the video and see what else we can do. Rightio, so I did end up installing this, so I painted it, obviously. You've seen me paint it. And what I did is I screwed that down, a couple screws at the front, a couple at the back as well, so it's not going anywhere. And I bolted the cooker on. I think I might just stick with this cooker, I don't know, I kind of like it. It does have a handle that's in there. But yeah, as you can see, is pretty dirty. So I'm going to go ahead now and clean it, and you'll see I've already done that side, which come out pretty good. Needs another go over and then a polish on the top, or a buffing wheel or something maybe, just to get the rest of it back. But my little tip for today is alfoil. So a little bit of elbow grease and some alfoil, just scrunch it up, get it in some water, and basically just scuff over the whole thing, and that gets all that rust off as well. But what I'm going to do first, obviously, is it's got a lot of grease and stuff, so I'll just give it a disinfectant wipe and see if I can clean up most of that grease off there first, and then I'll hit it with little blocks of alfoil and see how we go. Right, there we go. So that didn't take very long. That was like probably 2-3 minutes. A lot of elbow grease, but yeah, you can see a lot better. It doesn't really show up any scratches or stuff like that because this is stainless. Those marks are just basically the wipe that I've gone over it with. So it does take all that gunk and rust off. Obviously, still need to give it over a couple more times, but yeah, I'll get the majority of it off. And then yeah, that should look brand spanking. So you can tell on this side how bad it was originally as to now. It looks a heck of a lot better, almost like a brand new one. So we'll keep at it, give it a good tidy up, and then that's the barbecue. Put the handles back on. Sweet. Rightio, so I finished cleaning off the barbecue, so it looks a lot better now. I'm going to give you a bit of an overall look. I just made this as well. The fold down legs, got to grind it and paint it, but basically I've just used a square bracket and welded a few plates on there just to help strengthen it. Just a flat one, just an old pole. I found this old eye bolt which you can tighten up and adjust. I just welded the nut on the end of it just so it's adjustable up and down when you're on different terrain, and then just put a little cap on the end just to hold it. But yeah, that's the leg for the table now, which I'm pretty stoked. It's very sturdy as well, so we can chop up on here and still wash our dishes and stuff like that with the sink. As you know, you've got the stereo now, so you can have your tunes whilst you're listening to music. Storage, plenty of storage space now. So this one here will be the travel buddy. The travel buddy sits about sort of there, have a bit of an air gap, probably vent it out through the back and do all the wiring, hide all the wiring in here. This one I'm not sure, maybe breadboards, things like that, cups, plates, whatever we want to do, if we want to put them down there. We've also got this one. At the moment I've just got it strapped, but that one's got loads of storage so we can put food. The air fryer, same sort of deal, got to wire up all that, and basically just another little cubby as well. So, and yeah, and my favourite bit is my barbecue now. So it's a lot cleaner, as you can see. I've put it all together. Needs a scrub inside, but it's a lot better. This is all removable, so if you want to put pans and things like that in there, you can, and fry pans, whatever. But yeah, it's good. You can cook here, turn around here, prep up on here. This will get a clear coat, or I might paint, I don't know, but for now this is pretty good. So yeah, that's the overall look so far of the kitchen. I think it's come up really good. And you'll also notice the tyres. So I've when I did the suspension, I put the Hilux rims on them, and they were silver looking rims, and I've rubbed them back and painted them black, so they look a lot nicer, I reckon. So yeah, very good. Rightio folks, that's the end of the video. So yeah, we've got a fair bit of stuff done. It was a pretty lengthy episode, so I'm sorry about that, but wanted to try and sort of rush through getting these episodes done, because the next few are going to be exciting ones. So I've got all the power supply and
sheeting it all in, and yeah, doing all the final touches on the build. So I really hope you guys are enjoying the video. I'm loving all the comments that you guys are putting down. Again, if you've got anything that you want to see me put on there, or any additions or something that you think I might have missed, don't forget to leave it in the comments. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and smash the thumbs up, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out, stay moist.